Hey, what's up, guys? Wanted to make a quick video on what I do to stay organized and what kind of tools I use. As you guys can see my desktop here, I really have all my trading stuff over here. So I keep it all separate. Most of these things I use every day. This is the 8-cap MetaTrader 5, set files, run sheet. I mean, these get opened every day for bots. And then the 8-cap order builder, trading journal, time difference for 8-cap, stuff like that. I keep over there. Um, I'll start with a run sheet, which I actually just finished getting organized. Like finally, because I changed these two. So this was a Tesla. So over here is the old one. But that's what used to be there. If you look at that, and as you can see, there's barely a difference in these two. So I had a hard time changing it. Um, but this was a difference. But I also think this was a 4-month test, and this is a 3-month test. Um, so uh, so yeah. So and then I tweaked some things with this SPX 500 right there. Um, but so really, all I do in here is the run sheet, and so really just one of these as the run sheet, and then this is kind of for like tests and ideas, and stuff like that. So old stuff might be in there that I've swapped out. I'll start digging into something and I kind of put it over here. Once I like it, I'll move it over and change all the bots. Um, these are things that the group, uh, the big WhatsApp group recently took a look at. So this one I already do. This one I put on Wednesdays. This one I need to take a peek at and see. And then this was my homework, stagnation. It's essentially kind of meaningless. Now that I understand the definition, stagnation is cumulative individual days throughout the entire portfolio. So if it's stagnant for 12 days, it doesn't mean that the strategy did not make a new high for 12 days in a row. It just means that 12 separate days throughout the month, or maybe a couple days paired up here and there, it did not make a new high. And so I found that out by looking at Quant Analyzer and just actually eyeing and seeing, hey, did this thing actually not make a new high for 12 days in a row? And that wasn't the case. It was like, no, it was like these 1 or 2 days right here, it didn't make a new high, but then it did make a high. And then another day it didn't make a high, but then it did. So I hope that's how that, I hope that makes sense. But yeah, and so this sheet was more important because having the four accounts, I've got these two in assessment. So I've got 10K, A for assessment, account number, time that the back tests are of. My expected payoff reference, which is just 60% of the R. So if this is $100 R, that's $60. If this is $1,000 R, $600. So just have that there's like a reference for myself. It's the 50K says F for funded instead of assessment. Um, and so this one, because it's funded, is obviously where I kind of pay a lot of my attention to. But since the group tends to use 100K as a standard for uploading their back tests and stuff like that, and now I do have a 100K assessment account, I'll tend to run things off 100K numbers and then just convert them and duplicate them to 50K numbers. Um, so it was more important to have all these when I was running different bots and different strategies on different accounts. But man, what a pain in the ass. It's a pain in the ass right now to change one day, and then I have to change that one bot one day across all four accounts. So convert the number across all four accounts, and then I've got to upload them into the VPS. across all four accounts. Like, golly, I couldn't imagine having a different bot on a different day on four different accounts and managing. I mean, what is that? That's 20 different strategies. Like, jeepers. Um, so that's it. So in this one, since it is the funded accounts, the only one where I'm actually using the win-loss tracker here. So you see win-loss, win-loss, win-loss. Um, so the blue pair of blue squares represents one whole day, and it could either be a win or a loss or both on Tuesday if I um, uh, took two trades that day and won one, lost one, sort of thing. And then what I do on Tuesdays, I do want to know which one did I win first or lose first, and which one did I win or lose second. So I just use, spaces to push one over to the right, and whichever one I win or lose second, I'm going to use spaces and push that one over to the right. Um, uh, so that I know I can look across here and see consecutive wins and losses. So I see, okay, one loss, one win, one, two, three consecutive losses. So for my strategy as a whole, it's already violated it the first week in the game, right? So that's okay. I'm not reacting to that. Um, I'm I'll need more evidence that this thing is gonna fail me. So maybe if we lose tomorrow, um, and then say on Monday we lose again, because see my consecutive losses for Monday. So if I get that loss and I get that loss, so this would be four consecutive losses for the strategy as a whole, which would violate this number there. And then looking up and down, this would be two consecutive losses for my Monday bot as a whole. So now I'll start building a case to switch things up. But as it sits right now, I'm not being reactionary to that out of fear. Um, so this was a 1R loss. This was a 4R win. This was a 1R loss, 1R loss, 1R loss. So I'm at break even. So I am totally cool with that. Um, I highlighted this box green because this checkbox was this strategy. So this checkbox, this loss was this strategy. When we start here on this Wednesday, that's now this strategy. So I replaced that. So I just highlighted that box green as like a little reference, like, hey, we started something new here. Um, but yeah, uh, that's it. All these numbers um, come from uh, Quant Analyzer. So these numbers come from plugging everything in a Quant Analyzer. Um, I might decide to get rid of like expected payoff, or if you guys are like, man, I really want to track annual drawdown percentage ratio to profit, then you could just like right click insert, and add in whatever you want to track. Um, if you're like, hey, stagnation is dumb, I don't really need that, you just right click, delete, and don't need to see it. So that's that. I'm not tracking these wins and losses across every single one of these because they're all the same exact strategy. So that would be kind of silly. Um, but that is how I use my run sheet. Um, we spoke a little bit about fxbook.com, And that's another tool that I use to stay organized and really just track trades. Um, and so if we go to myfxbook.com, sign in, and you can see all the accounts that I have down here. This was my bot assessment account that I passed. Um, and one 10K account, I'm up 1.6. A 50K funded account, I'm pretty much break even or minus $40. Another 10K account down 1.28. 100K account, I'm pretty much break even or up 150 bucks. Um, so I do really like this tool. Um, uh, and it's easy enough to use. So when you just sign in, and it's all free, you sign in, you can click um, add account, your platform, MetaTrader 5 auto update, account name, broker is 8cap. If it's a demo account, select demo, put in your number, your password, create account, done. I will say I do manually update this. So I might come in and click on an account and then click on settings, verification, connect. General error, connect. And it'll spin through this and then connect to the account. And when it connects, it will update the account. So connected successfully, hit save, then I hit refresh, and it would update it with the latest trades. I've already updated it for today. Um, but I like to see this. You could also see something similar to this in your real life trading funded account dashboard. But this, it actually logs and tracks the trade. So I just like to see it. It's pretty on the eyes. Um, and so you can come in here and take a look at everything. Um, so I might even be duplicating efforts. I mean, golly, between my FX book, between the RLT funded account dashboard, and between the run sheet, it's like, geez, man, of some of this information, the same exact information in three different spots. Like, I don't know, how necessary that is. So just kind of pick your flavor. But that's it. Then on my phone, I just have the MetaTrader 5 app so that I can stress myself out from anywhere that I'm at to look at my accounts. And I've also got, the home screen bookmark for the RLT funded account. And then what I do is I take a screenshot of this, um, and I save it in my phone. Because then when I'm looking, it's a quick reference. I'm like, oh, what trade was I in? Is this going for a 1 hour profit or a 2 hour profit or what? Just because I like to follow along and stress myself out for no reason. Um, but that's it. So I'll share this sheet with you guys. And if you like it, awesome. If not, awesome. This in our Google Drive, I thought they had a run sheets. So we got run sheets folder right there, October 2023. And so some people have a run sheet in here that they use. So you could always take something like this, um, and then copy it. Uh, this person's running on just gold. So that's pretty neat. Um, Neat to see. So he's using a half risk. So this might be pretty on the eyes and more preferred. Um, I do know how to make these graphs and stuff, so if you guys want to go over how to make that, feel free. Mine, I'm not sure how I like all these colors and staring at it for a while. So I might just like play with it and see what this feels like. Like that's kind of a little bit better already. Um, so yeah, so play with it, make it your own. I'm sure I'll switch this thing up as we go. Um, and that's that. Thanks.